Welcome sa ating channel mga kaibigan. We are here again today to talk about one of the most hyped video card and also the biggest flop of NVIDIA in the recent years. So, ayun po yung pag-uusapan natin mga kaibigan about the GTX 1650 video card. So, this GTX 1650 video card on my hand is now benchmark with RX 570, GTX 1050 Ti, and then paulit-ulit ko pong ginawa yun. 3 days ago, nag-upload ako ng benchmark since I don't know what to say about this video card yet. Pero after 3 days, inulit ko ulit yung benchmark and nag-data gathering din tayo to look on how we will discuss about this video card. Now I ended up with some words about GTX 1650 and AMD. To be fair and square, a very non-biased judging about this video card. So for now, based on the benchmark and results, I will be talking about this video card as one of the best, but not for now. Okay, so if in case medyo napakunot noo po kayo dun sa sinabi ko mga kaibigan, hintayin nyo muna yung paliwanag ko. Mag-stay muna kayo at magkukwentuhan tayo bakit pwede kong sabihin or pwede nating tawagin to na as one of the best video card ng GTX or ng NVIDIA lineup recently. Yan ang pag-uusapan natin mga kaibigan, kaya stay lang po kayo dyan and let's talk about this video card. Now, before we will proceed about this GTX 1650, let me ask you some questions first. Nung na-release po ba ang RX 570 way back 2017, ilan po sa ating mga kaibigan or sa mga kakilala nyo ang bumili ng RX 570? Let me throw that question only. Yan lang muna. And then, try to think, ilan nga ba? Marami bang bumili? Naging mabenta rin ba siya? Or katulad din ba siya ng GTX 1650? Is it also roasted same with the GTX 1650 as of now? Now, second question. Sa mga kaibigan natin, sa mga kakilala nyo or sa mga groups, or based on facts, ilan din ba ang bumili ng GTX 1050 Ti, which is yun yung parang kumbaga medyo ka-line up niya or the closest video card to GTX to RX 570 is GTX 1050 Ti. Ilan din po ba yung bumili? Diba? If you will just be basing on your ideas, kung medyo matagal na rin tayo sa market, if you try to recall, sobrang daming bumili ng GTX 1050 Ti. Those budget consumers went for GTX 1050 Ti. And if you have some funds to add, you can just go and jump to GTX 1060 or RX 580. And then, ayun, medyo ine-etchapuera yung RX 570. Not until this year. RX 570 is selling like hotcakes kasi nga, ano nangyari? They did the price cut. Nagbawas sila ng presyo down to 6,000 pesos to 7,000 pesos. And yes, of course, if ganun yung presyo niya, it will be selling like hotcakes in the end-user market. Now, NVIDIA came to the market providing the GTX 1650 or hyping the GTX 1650 as the cheapest video card in the next architecture with the AMD at a price drop of 6,000 to 7,000 from dating price niya na 9,000 to 10,000 to 11,000. Dead on arrival talagang inabot nito. Now, before we will proceed and go back to that topic about those RX 570, those GTX 1050 Ti, those GTX 1060, before we will involve them, let me talk first about this GTX 1650 alone. Let's not talk about the pricing. Let's talk about this improvement na ginawa ni NVIDIA. So, when you look at this video card, wala po siyang PCIe pin. And then, it comes with this dual fan with the GIGABYTE brand. And no heat pipes sa kanyang heatsink. So, it's really an entry-level video card. So, it's really a video card na successor ng GTX 1050. So, if you remember the GTX 1050 video card price at a 5,000 to 6,000 before, ito po yung kasunod niya. Ito po yung kumbaga successor niya. And when you look at the video card itself, it is really designed for those budget consumers. Sa mga naka-generic or naka-cheap power supply that cannot afford to buy a true rated power supply. Pero they want to do an upgrade. Yun nga lang, medyo kapos talaga sa budget. Here in our country, in the Philippines, hindi po lahat tayo pinagpala. Hindi po tayo lahat may budget. So some of us will go to the side na medyo nagtitipid tayo. And we cannot afford yet to have a true rated power supply, or we can afford, pero yun nga lang, medyo madedelay yung pagbili mo ng video card na maganda kasi nga, yung budget mo sakto-sakto lang. Pero paano kung atat na atat ka ng maglaro? Kung gusto mo nang maglaro, and meron ka ng worth 7,000, pero hindi ka pa rin makakabili ng video card sa 7,000 mo dahil nga kailangan mo pang bumili ng true rated power supply. So eto, NVIDIA opened doors for those guys who are in a generic power supply or naka very low wattage power supply, or that cannot afford it yet na bumili ng true rated pero atat nang bumili ng video card to be able to play the games that they wanted. Like even those offices, yung mga nasa offices or yung may mga trabaho na hindi naman priority talagang maglaro eh. Pero as much as possible, they want a video card that can run Dota 2 from time to time kasi nga gusto rin nilang maglaro, or PUBG kasi gusto nga rin nilang ma-experience kasi yung katropa nila is nilalaro nila yan. Pero they are not into gaming, so they cannot put their funds or they have these limitations in terms of bringing out funds para lang sa video card and other parts like true rated power supply. So this is one of the options that they can avail. So this video card is designed for those guys na hindi naka-true rated, for those guys na naka-generic power supplies, for those guys na medyo nagtitipid sa kuryente, for those internet cafes that are going for the long run long-term expenses. Like if you will be going for a 75 watts video card, it is far better kahit na medyo mas mahal siya ng konti kaysa pumunta ka sa isang video card na meron pang extra power pin, which is kailangan pang ganitong wattage yung power supply niya, and in the long term medyo mapapagastos ka kasi nga lalaki at lolobo talaga yung kuryente or yung power consumption mo or yung expenses mo in terms of bill ng kuryente. So, this is good for those internet cafes. Lalong-lalo na kung gusto nyo na yung internet shop nyo is maging playable din ang PUBG or maging playable din yung mga Battle Royale games. This is one of the perfect video card that you may consider. But why it's still considered as the biggest flop? So, the biggest problem kasi dito, ang naging pinakamalaking mali ni NVIDIA lately is they priced this video card too much. Actually, this video card even perform better than the GTX 1050 Ti, which is supposedly dapat ang maungusan lang nito or yung malampasan niya lang is yung successor niya, which is the GTX 1050. Pero nalampasan niya pati pa yung GTX 1050 Ti, and it's not only partial margin. Talagang umabot siya ng 30 to 40% difference, or if it's not 40, it's 30% performance difference counting based on the FPS margin. So, talagang malayo. And, biruin mo, successor lang siya ng GTX 1050. Na halos na matapataw niya yung RX 570. Now, would you consider this as a video card flop? Well, the only time that you may call this video card as not the worst video card is when it is regarding sa pricing. So, the biggest problem with NVIDIA is yung pricing talaga. Pero ika nga nila, it's already a human nature. Sa isang pagkakamali mo, lahat na makikita sa'yo ng tao, mali. Same with this. Nagkamali si NVIDIA sa pag-price, so lahat na lang makikita dito is yung mali. So they will not appreciate kahit gaano pa yung performance gain, yung upgrade, yung improvement na ginawa ni Nvidia diyan. They will not see those things. For those common guys, for some of us. And hindi rin natin masisisi yung ilan kung bakit ganun na rin yung iisipin, kahit na hindi naman ganun yung mindset nila. Kasi nga, most of those guys who talk about this video card really tells words or stories like that. They are not looking at the other side of the story. So yun po yung nililinaw ko ngayon mga kaibigan. I'm telling you the other side of the story, that there is also something with this video card. Now, everything that you have seen or every feedback that we have shared or even shared by other channels are just for now. One day, maybe 2 months or 3 months from now, or pag na-release na po yung Navi at naubos na po lahat ng RX 570, because the fact is, RX 570 just did a price cut kasi parating na po yung Navi. Ipagdasal po natin mga kaibigan na sana AMD will stick to the good pricing, na sana yung pamalit nila sa RX 570, of course, kung kapalitan ng RX 570 na yan at saka Navi Edition na yan, of course, we will expect a better performance. Pero sana, they will not go with this pricing. Kasi kung ang nangyari is they will price higher than the GTX 1650 by maybe around 20 to 30% din, automatically, GTX 1650 video card will gain the position as the best, cheapest video card you can have. Pero, yun yung pinagdadasal natin. Sana hindi gawin ni AMD yun. Kasi pag ginawa ni AMD yun, we as the end users ang magsasuffer dito. And hopefully, ang pagdadasal nyo lang din dyan is sana si Nvidia will also do a price cut before the Navi release. Kasi, Nvidia GTX 1650 has a lot of things to offer as well. Pero hindi nga lang natin nakita yung mga kaibigan. Kasi nga, nabulag na po tayo sa napakapangit na pagkakapresyo. Sobrang mahal. It's too much for this video card. Provided na lahat ng mga memory chip is nag-price cut na lately. Like if you look at the RAM prices, SSD, those flash memories, halos nagbabagsakan na yung mga presyo. Ang hindi ko maintindihan bakit ganito siya prenesyohan ito. Na kung titingnan naman natin is kung nag-improve man yung VRAM, it's only 2 gig to 4 gig. And ano ang pinaka-main component doon? It is the memory chip. So, looking at the raw materials, wala namang masyadong naidagdag or wala namang akong nabalitaan lately na malaking crisis sa buong mundo pagdating sa mga raw materials to have this price at this very parang mainstream, sobra naman na parang GTX 1060 naman na. Okay, so that's it mga kaibigan. If nagustuhan nyo po yung mga opinion ko, so you may just hit like, and if hindi nyo naman po nagustuhan, then you may just leave your feedback also, or any additional info about this video card, or any additional opinion or theory about this video card in the coming weeks or months. That's it guys, and thank you.